Hi everybody and welcome to Cooking with Dan. This week we are making a pasta bolognese. I am making a beef bolognese sauce. If you prefer to make a vegetarian sauce, then you could use something like soya mince, which really absorbs the flavour of all the lovely stuff that we're going to put in with it. Bolognese is one of our favourite dishes in our house, and I'm sure you guys are going to love this. Ingredients today are onions, garlic, chopped tomatoes, beef mince, tomato puree, pasta, and got some hard cheese from the top. The equipment that we're going to be using is a wok or frying pan, a pan for our pasta, a colander, and a knife and a chopper. So, first things first, we've washed our hands. It is time to chop our onions. So we're using red onions today, but feel free to use white onions, there's no real difference. I quite like a red onion in bolognese though, I think the flavour's a bit better. So what we're doing a bit today, I'm actually going against Graham's advice from the other video the other day about how to stop crying when cutting onions. I saw Gordon Ramsay cut some onions on YouTube and he leaves the root on, so it's a bit easier. So we're going to give it a try and I might regret it, we will see. So with the root left on, it means it will hold all the onions together as we slice it down the middle, which hopefully means we'll be able to get a slightly smaller dicing. Okay, so I'm definitely regretting not taking up Graham's advice. My eyes are streaming, so we're just going to try and chop these nice and quick, but obviously take care and be safe with the knife. Oh, thank goodness that's done. Ah! Okay, so it's now time to heat up our wok or frying pan, and I'm going to put some olive oil in the bottom of this, nice glow. And I'm putting my hob on to a medium-high heat, that means 6 for me. We don't want to overcook our onions, but we also want them to cook nice and caramelise a little bit, soften up really. In go our onions, and we're going to wait for them to cook nicely and just soften up, and then we will be putting our garlic in. Excuse me while I cook the tripod. While waiting for our onions to warm up, we will get everything else ready so it's all accessible, nice and easy for later on. Okay, so while we're cooking the onions, I'm going to put the kettle on. Not for a cup of tea. I'm going to put the kettle on to fill up the boiling water for the pasta. It's quicker if you boil the kettle and then pour the boiling water into the pan. You can heat the pan up from tap water, but I am a bit too impatient, so we have to do it this way. Okay, so we're going to put our garlic in. I'm using garlic paste out of the tube. It's got a stopper on, so as you can see it's sealed at the minute, but there's a spike on the end of the tube lid. And you turn it around and pop it like that, and then the garlic comes out. This is so much easier than peeling garlic, I can't even tell you. It's probably the best thing I have in my kitchen. Okay, so the onions look ready, nice and softened now, so I'm going to put the meat in. What you need to look out for when you're putting beef mince in, or turkey mince, or any sort of meat, is the meat cloth on the bottom. You want to take that out, and then you want to make sure that you break this up, and of course we're washing our hands after the touch raw meat. If you're using soy mince or different vegetarian substitute, you put this in at the same time. What you really need to be aware of there is you need to put liquid in as well, so some water, otherwise it can get a bit too dry and burn. Soy mince in particular soaks up an awful lot of juice. It's really important to get lots of other juice in there to soak up, other than the oil and juices from the onion, because otherwise it will stick to the pan and go a goopy mess. Okay, so we're stirring our mince in, mixing it all around with the oil and the onions and garlic, and we're just stirring it all in, making sure it's all sort of covered, and then we're going to put the chopped tomatoes in. A lot of people usually would brown off the mince before you put the chopped tomatoes in. I don't like doing that. I like cooking the mince in the tomatoes themselves. Okay, so what we're going to do, we don't want to waste any of this loveliness from the can. We'll put a bit of water in, we're going to swill it around, pour it into the other can, swill that around, and then we're not wasting any of this lovely tomato flavour. Also, it helps a little bit of moisture into the mix. Helps cook the mince, and again, if you're using something like soy mince or vegetarian replacement, then it would also help keep that nice and moist as well. Something I forgot to put in our ingredients list is the oxo cubes. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in here as well, and a nice bit of black pepper. fuel, and here we have the OXO cube. I actually taught Graham the sachet move like that. Not that it's a competition at all, but he learned that from me. We're going to put 2 OXO cubes in because I like a nice strong beefy flavour. If you're doing a veggie option, again you can use vegetable stock, that's really cool as well. Okay, we'll put a lid on that and we'll come back to that in about 10 minutes and see where we are. Woo-wee! That is looking nice. It's nice and steamy. Let's give it a stir, see how we're getting on. That is looking nearly there. So we're going to leave the lid off for a little bit now and let it reduce a little bit in the pan, and it's nearly time to cook our pasta. Okay, so pour in our pre-boiled water from the kettle into our saucepan, about halfway full. Be careful, because obviously this could burn you if it splashes up on you. We are going to turn our saucepan hob onto a high heat. And we're going to wait for this to warm up. Oh, we're going to put a little bit of salt in the water and a tiny splash of oil. This just helps the pasta from sticking together. Okay, our water is now boiling. It's time to put our pasta in. I'm going to use about half a bag here, which is going to give about 4 portions. Okay, I'm just going to stir in the pasta a little bit to make sure it's all broken up and not stuck together. And I'm going to put the lid back on, a little bit ajar so some of the steam can escape and it doesn't boil over. And we will just wait for the pasta to boil 10 minutes and we'll be ready to serve. Okay, the pasta looks like it's done. I'll just give it a bit of stir, make sure there's nothing stuck to the bottom. And that is looking good to me. So I'm going to turn off the heat. And we're going to drain this out in the colander in the sink. Be careful because, again, the water is going to be very hot. And it will splash back and burn you if you're not careful. Give it a nice little shake. Don't worry too much about rinsing away the water that's inside. It can add to a bit of the flavour and starchiness of the water. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to put some of this sauce, which is lovely and cooked now, into the pasta, and we're going to stir it in and mix it all in nicely. This is quite nice. I use the concelli shells pasta. I quite like how the mince and the sauce gets inside the little shells. Okay, serving time. So we're going to do one dish here, so about a spoon and a bit. Okay, now we've got the pasta in the bowl. We're going to put a little bit of sauce on the top. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of parmesan on the top, so I'm just going to cut the end off, and we're going to use this hand grater here to grate a small amount onto the top of our pasta. Be careful because this goes everywhere if you're not careful. There we have it, pasta bolognese. Enjoy.